All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start just a tiny little video, you know, and with this video is just me just chatting about the world and stuff. Yeah. If you think what I'm saying makes sense or it's of any value, just leave a little subscribe. Yeah, it's not gonna kill you. Just bless me with a nice little subscribe. Yeah. So what we're gonna talk about this evening, guys, we're gonna talk about just the world in general, right? And the components of this matrix and how it works, but in the most basic of senses. So when it comes to this world, and this is something that I learned over time, yeah, and some people might view it as an oversimplification of it, but if you don't really understand how the world works, it's a good place to start. Then you can start delving deeper into the intricacies of it all. So the world is split into like three things, like just three big components. Yeah, that if you want to have measures of success, that you have to master these components. So component number one, yeah. So component number one, you can consider it power. Now, when people talk about power, you ask, oh, what do you mean by that? Power in this world is several things, but you can say, okay, military power, yeah, that's one thing. Power politically, that's another thing. As well as monetary powers and financial power. So you have any of those types of power in the world, yeah, that gives you one of the components that you need to be an OG, be a don. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm getting at. Then the second component to the world, it's more or less influence. So influence, you can consider influence many things. So influence might be your circle of friends, like at the lowest level, the people that you know, the people that you surround yourself with. If you have a good circle, then that circle of people can open doors for you. Yeah, and you know that influence, you can say it's garnered by the job that you hold. So if like you're a doctor or a builder, somebody, you'll know people. Yeah. Higher echelons, people of influence, politicians garner influence, musicians, artists of all forms, so actors, those types. They're the people that can garner massive amounts of influence in the world. Sports personalities as well, yeah. So when you talk about influence, it's how much you're seen in the world. Now, if you peep game, like what I'm saying to you is like there's people that have literally made millions off of influence, or they call themselves influencers nowadays. Yeah, so it's literally a job. Um, Case in point, you have people like who's purely influential, the Kardashians, the Paul brothers, you know, big YouTubers like Mr. Beast, you know, all sorts of sports personalities as well, actors. These guys garner influence, millions and millions of views, and then they manage to flip that straight away, and they can make money off of that. So these things actually are interconnected, just so you understand that, right? Now, the third one, yeah, it's sex. So as you've heard the saying in life, sex sells, right? So everything that you see, advertisements and that, they'll attach some sort of sexuality to it. You wear this cologne, oh, the girls are gonna love you. You wear this dress, ladies, the guys are gonna go gaga. Or you wear this makeup, you know, all of that stuff. Yeah. So in this world, as you know, shallow as it is, it sells. So sex sells. So you're talking about sex and sex appeal. That can be translated, yeah, into giving yourself a leg up. So there's not many women that you see in fashion or music or acting and stuff like that aren't actually physically attractive women. They are, yeah. So these women are able to garner a lot more from their craft, yeah. So they're able to just get more out of it. They maybe pull more out of it than somebody that is just getting by on pure talent alone. And don't get me wrong, talent shines through. There's women that have literally made it off of just that hard work. Men that have made it just off that hard work. But if you're a good-looking person, it's easier. What's the term? Pretty privilege, and it goes for boys and girls as well. That's what I'm saying. Now, one of the things that you have to understand is there's a correlation between all three of these things. Yeah. So the correlation between these three things is that if you have two of those, then the third one kind of falls into place. Yeah. So let's say you're a man or woman in this world, and you have the sex appeal, yeah, and you've got the money. Then the power comes. So if you're a guy, you're a businessman, yeah, you might not necessarily be a good looking guy. But guess what? You got money, you have a very strong circle of friends and a very big sphere of influence. Women are they're gonna gravitate to you. And that same vice versa for women, same thing. But you have to understand that these are the three basic, like the most basic concepts of the world that we live in. Now you can take those three and you can go study it yourself. You'll see what I'm saying is actually quite true. It's an oversimplification, don't get me wrong, that's all it is. But if you don't understand the world that we live in, that's just the rawest breakdown that you can get. So get your money up, grow your circle of friends, look after your body, and try and present yourself in the best way possible to the world. God bless. If you've learned something, just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let the algorithm take care of the rest for me, guys. Bless you all. Have a good evening.